A drone armed with thermal imaging helps capture a suspect in Oklahoma. KOAM News at 10 is next.
Along with Dan Zimmerman.
Now at 10, survivors of domestic violence in Miami, Oklahoma turn out for a night of support. Plus, we'll see how area attorneys lend a hand during Pro Bono Week, and Freeman Health debuts a pair of mass casualty communication trailers.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Residents of Miami, Oklahoma gathered this evening in support of victims of domestic violence. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has the story.
Domestic abuse and the victims it affects are all around us. However, the Wyandotte Nation Domestic Violence Program brought community members together to honor those who fall victim to domestic violence.
Domestic violence isn't selective. And it doesn't just happen to weak people. It doesn't just happen to people that are addicted. It doesn't just happen to people that are lower economic class. It can happen to anybody.
Lisa Arnold is not only a domestic violence survivor, but also the one who led the charge to put this event together.
My heart is very involved in the job that I do. You know, I started doing this position 6 years ago, and it's not a job for me. It's part of who I am.
Demonstrating strength and leadership to those who rallied to show support.
I think one of the most common questions that people ask me is like, why didn't you leave? Why would you stay after being hurt like that and being treated like that? There are so many reasons, and as I stand here before you today, none of them feel good enough anymore.
Although the event carried the weight of a very heavy topic, the night was filled with love and support from community members and organizations, all of which longing to bring an end to domestic violence. Reporting in Miami, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Those who attended tonight were also able to get food and were entered to win prizes. It's National Pro Bono Celebration Week, and locally the Pittsburgh office of the Kansas Legal Services helps low-income Kansans by providing legal and mediation services. Between 2020 and 2022, they've served more than 1,600 clients, 70% of them women.
I just had a contested divorce case for a client, and if I were to bill my time at what my hourly rate would be in private practice, the attorney's fees would have been probably $25,000 or $30,000. They ended up paying us nothing.
KLS attorneys assist people who live in households with annual incomes at or below 125% of the federal poverty guidelines. Clients include the working poor, veterans, homeowners and renters, families with children, farmers, people with disabilities, and the elderly. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, definitely turned out to be another mild and very windy day for us today. We had winds gusting at times 30 upwards at 35, but it pushed our temperatures up. 79 started at 66, average high is 67 degrees. So it was mild across the area, but we are definitely going to see some changes. Pittsburgh, Joplin look pretty good right now. We are dry. We're going to stay dry as we go through the overnight hours. But look at this storm system. Look at the snow across the northern plains. This system's heading toward us, not particularly the snow, but the colder air that is associated with it. Still, temperatures hanging out near 70. We're only going to drop off another degree or two as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. It's going to stay fairly mild, also windy, those southerly winds at about 15 to 25. First freeze right around the corner. Big changes for the weekend. We're going to talk about that here in a bit.
Catching a few. Hey, take a look at what a Miami Police Department drone showed during a manhunt in Ottawa County, Oklahoma. Authorities were looking for Richard Foley, who was wanted on numerous warrants. The thermal imaging feature on the drone showed Foley hiding in tall grass where he couldn't be spotted at ground level. The police drone operator directed officers to the location. The Ottawa County Sheriff's Office, Miami Marshals, BIA, and Miami Police Department were all involved in that search. Authorities caught Foley and booked him on a long list of crimes involving burglary, a bogus check, and various driving offenses. Authorities have identified skeletal remains found near Humboldt back in March. Dennis Lushbaugh from Iola, Kansas, had disappeared more than 6 years ago. His disappearance sparked extensive searches across southern Allen County. Sheriff Brian Murphy confirms the skeletal remains are those of Lushbaugh. His family has been notified. The cause of death is ruled undetermined, but the sheriff does not suspect any foul play in Lushbaugh's death. Freeman Health System today showed off one of its 2 new mass casualty communication trailers. The equipment went online earlier this month. Both trailers can provide rapid emergency aid and uninterrupted communications during a local or regional disaster. One of them will be based in Joplin, the other in Neosho, but according to Freeman Health System, it's going to be available to the whole community.
It's a community asset. If something is happening in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and they need this, they're part of our team. If it's McDonald County, Newton County, Lamar, they all need to know this resource is available for them and all the residents of that community.
So a lot of the equipment would be used for patients with traumatic injuries, so bleeding control. There's also extra oxygen supplies on board. It's also got a communications component to it to help us to be able to communicate with outside resources.
Freeman Health System says each unit has enough supplies to stabilize and do the initial triage for up to 200 victims. The Caney Valley School District in Kansas is adapting to Caney's ongoing water shortage. The district has bought trailer restrooms and passed out bottled water. However, truckloads of donations have made the bills a little bit lighter. Walmart donated semi-trucks of water, totaling more than 2,500 cases.
Our community does an amazing job responding, and so students, faculty, staff, community at large, and even around the entire area has been very supportive, and so I'm confident in us being able to get through this and make sure we do our part to keep water as long as we can.
Caney Valley School District also replaced showers in locker rooms with foam spray that acts as a skin cleaner. City of Joplin today held a public meeting to discuss the next steps on the project to widen Connecticut Avenue. Construction on the final phase is set to begin soon. It's going to focus on the area from 32nd Street to the I-44 bridge. The project will widen the street to 5 lanes with a curb and gutter. It'll also have a 10-foot wide sidewalk and bike trail on the west side, 6-foot wide sidewalk on the east side. The project is funded through a capital improvement sales tax that was approved by voters back in 2014. Coming up, the playoffs kick off for some area high school football teams, including Colgan. John's going to have the latest on the Panthers' chances at a title. But first, a multi-state manhunt is underway for a suspect in a pair of mass shootings that took the lives of 18 people in Maine.
I'll use more of each time. And at Ford, we've got you with Ford Pickup and Delivery.
Search goes on. A multi-state search is underway tonight for a U.S. Army reservist who police say fatally shot 18 people at a bowling alley and bar in Maine yesterday. State officials have ordered residents in southern Maine to shelter in place. Mike Sullivan is in the city of Lewiston with the latest now on that manhunt.
Armed agents surrounded a home belonging to 40-year-old Robert Card, the prime suspect in Wednesday night's shooting at a bowling alley and a restaurant in Lewiston, Maine. Over a bullhorn, they shouted, "We know you're inside, come out with your hands up." But Maine Department of Public Safety says that's a standard search warrant announcement.
He should be considered armed and dangerous.
Police say Card walked into the bowling alley with an AR-style weapon and opened fire, killing 7.
We have an active shooter. We have multiple injuries.
He then traveled to a nearby restaurant and killed another 8. 3 victims later died at the hospital.
What makes this crime so heinous is in a typical year, Maine might have 22 murders, and last night we almost approached the number for the entire year.
As of today, there were at least 8 people still recovering here at Central Maine Medical Center in Lewiston. 3 are listed in critical condition. Card is an Army reservist who was hospitalized this summer for mental issues, including hearing voices. Card's cousin, Michael Mercier.
He's got a lot of problems up in his head right now. One of them's schizophrenic.
Investigators recovered this car registered to Card, abandoned near a boat launch in a nearby town. Police say he owns several weapons and is an expert marksman and avid outdoorsman. Mike Sullivan, CBS News, Lewiston, Maine.
Law enforcement intelligence officials say Card's girlfriend recently dumped him. They're calling it a significantly destabilizing event, but they say the exact motive for yesterday's shooting is still unclear. Doug's forecast is next, and a little bit later, the littlest bundles of joy get to show off their best Joplin Halloween costumes.
Joplin surfing.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a mild one for us today. We had some showers during the morning hours, sunshine during the afternoon, very windy as well. The southerly winds at about 10 to 20 gusts higher than that. Check out this shot, great shot. Cornell Center, Arts and Entertainment Center, right on top of the Cornell Center in downtown Joplin. Looks great. You can see the flags blowing, and it's going to be breezy as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Check out the temps. Still, everybody's hovering right around 70 to about 73 degrees. We're only going to drop off another degree or two tonight. So really our temperatures we have out there right now is what we're going to see through the overnight hours. But I want you to focus on this. Look at our front. Look at the cold air behind it. Sioux Falls 51, 39 in Goodland. It's 20 in Rapid City. This front is barreling southeastward, heading toward us, and will affect us during the daytime hours tomorrow. Stays breezy tonight. South winds at about 10 to 20. Now, at times, we've had gusts 25, 30, upwards of 35 miles per hour. It's going to stay breezy through the daytime hours for us tomorrow. But we look good. We cleared out. We have clear skies. We'll start to get some clouds back in here by morning. The rain we had earlier, gone. But, of course, we're tracking this storm system, strong storm system, which is going to start to head toward us during the daytime hours tomorrow. So let's break this down for you. Through tonight, clouds thicken. Watch this, 6 a.m., line of showers, even a thunderstorm. This is with our front. See the wind shift line? Watch it drop south. Right to the I-44 corridor by 10 a.m. We drop into the 50s behind it, 70s ahead of it. Front continues to barrel southeast through the afternoon. By 2:30, everybody's going to be in the 50s. By the time we get into the evening, a couple showers, we drop into the 40s. So this is a big switch moving in for us on Friday. Cloudy skies for us tomorrow night. We start to get a few random showers in here by Saturday morning. Showers start to slowly pick up through the day. Notice the temperatures. We're in the 40s. Showers increase by Saturday evening, and then we have periods of rain Saturday night and all the way into Sunday morning, which of course we need, but the temperatures are going to be so much colder. How much rain could we get? The heaviest amounts are going to be in our southern counties. Northern counties, you may get a quarter of an inch. Once you get to the I-44 corridor, maybe upwards to a half an inch, maybe some areas an inch in our southern counties. Day planner, we start with rain with the front. Look at our temps, 58 noon, so 69 in the morning, 50 by the time we get into 4 p.m. So what does that mean for high school football? It's going to be chilly. Have your hoodie, have your coat. Kickoff, 47 will hang into the upper 40s throughout the entire game, or games, as we get into tomorrow evening. All right, 70 tomorrow, but dropping. 54, that's it on Saturday. 43 on Sunday, rain through the day. First freeze Sunday night into Monday morning. Sunshine returns, but look at these temperatures, only 45 on Monday for Halloween. High temperature of only 48 degrees. Dow?
Yeah, cold weather ahead, but this is going to warm your heart. Freeman Health Center witnessed an adorable scene this afternoon. Get boo. NICU babies dressed up in cute Halloween costumes. Didn't actually do it themselves, though. They did have a little bit of help. The outfits were handcrafted by liberal high school students.
We want to make sure that our parents get to celebrate their first holiday with their babies, even though it's not the ideal situation. So we want to help make them feel celebrated and special while they're here.
It took a lot of creativity to decide what costumes we were going to do. We had to brainstorm and think of all the different things that are popular right now to decide what costumes would be cute.
Hannah Shaw, the teacher responsible for the art class, says she hopes to teach students the value of giving back. Nice lesson. Still ahead, we're going to hear from the Gorillas ahead of their football matchup with Sioux Falls this coming Saturday. And Diamond and El Dorado Springs volleyball battle to move on to the state quarterfinals. John Dales has those highlights and a lot more. It's coming up next.
The playoffs are here for Kansas high school football. Tonight, several local teams begin the postseason, including Colgan, who's looking like the top team in Class 1A. Colgan opening the Class 1A playoffs at home against Pleasanton. First snap of the game, Cooper Simmons jumps in front of a Blue Jay pass attempt, says thank you very much, and returns it to the house for a pick six. 7-0 Colgan in the blink of an eye. Panthers now on offense. Tucker Harrell drops back, heaves it deep. Clayton Adamson is there for a 50-yard touchdown, 14-zip Panthers. Next drive, 4th down and 12. The Panthers get past the sticks, but a fumble gives the ball back to Pleasanton. No issue for the Colgan defense, though, because they'll just score themselves. Second pick six of the first quarter. This one belongs to Kyson Bennett. 21-0 Colgan. Pleasanton forced to punt on its next drive. Deep kick bounces over the head of the returner, Anthony Schremer. He picks it up on a hop, gets a couple of blocks, and he's not going to stop running until he gets all the way to the end zone. This one never in doubt. Colgan wins 68-13 and will host Jayhawk Lynn next Friday. Another 1A first-round playoff game over in Erie. The Red Devils' season comes to an end with a 48-20 loss to Central Heights. Over to Class 2A, Riverton opens the postseason at home, dominating West Franklin 58-0, same final score as the halftime score. That sets up a matchup next week between Humboldt and Riverton in the next round. The Cubs also dominate their playoff opener, winning 54-12. Pitt State football, home for a rare opportunity this Saturday. That is playing a non-conference game as Sioux Falls comes to Kearney Smith Stadium. And with this contest also happening on homecoming, it has the Gorillas thinking of the players who have come before.
It's incredible to get the support that we do from our alumni. I just love being around them because of their passion and their energy for this place and this program. And I love, and I know our program loves to go to work for those guys. And we're certainly proud to try to put together the best product on the field that we can for all of them.
We had so many different good receivers throughout my time here. So I just had to be patient. I learned from them, guys like Bryce Murphy, Elijah Harris, Christian Carter. Watched all those guys, just kind of saw what they did, and then focused on making sure I was always doing my job and nothing more than that, just doing what I need to do, and then opportunities came my way.
Over to Kansas high school volleyball. Riverton is headed to the Class 3A state tournament. This afternoon, the Lady Rams receive a send-off on their way to Hutchinson. And this being their 4th consecutive trip to state, the Lady Rams are ready for whatever this weekend throws at them.
I'm just excited for the community of Riverton, and we hope that we have a good crowd that's able to make it to Hutchinson and support us. And it's very rewarding to work so hard and to finish at the top. So we just are really excited, and we're going to do everything we can to bring home a state championship.
Big matchup in Missouri high school softball this evening. We're into the sectional round of the playoffs with 2 of our local teams fighting for a spot in the state quarterfinals. El Dorado Springs on the road, having the tough task of playing Diamond on its home floor. In the first set of this one, Diamond off to a great start. Taylon Daniels gets the kill here. Wildcats feeding off the energy from their home crowd. Later in the set, Aubrey Ball puts some juice on that one, gets the kill. Diamond with all the momentum early, but here comes El Dorado Springs. Abigail Schmidt just gets it over the net. The Bulldogs are in business. We're still in the first at this point. Now Neely Schaff gonna get the kill. She's fired up afterwards as well. El Dorado Springs wins the first set 25-23. Into the second, Gracie Mead puts a nice touch on that one. The Lady Bulldogs dominate the second set. They win 25-15. Diamond won't go away that easy though. Lauren Turner with the denial at the net. Wildcats win the third set. They stay alive. We go ahead to the fourth, but that comeback effort too little too late. El Dorado Springs wins the fourth set. They pull off a big road win. They're on to the state quarterfinal this Saturday against Fair Grove.
I feel like in the third set, everybody was in their heads, just things were going our way, but I feel like we had our huddle and we started picking back up at the end there, and in the fourth set we had the momentum of the comeback, and so we just went on with it.
That's all for sports. We're back right after this.
Hours of the massive Lost Lease Furniture and
Maybe some bucks like books. A deer somehow found its way into the library at Joplin's McKinley Elementary School after class today. The school district shared a photo of the uninvited visitor through Facebook, but oh dear. Seems Bambi wanted to check out of the library. A teacher shot this cell phone video of the deer trying to escape through a window. Administrators say staff and authorities worked together to escort the young buck outside the facility safely. No person, no deer were hurt in the production of this story. And like many great library books, this deer tale indeed has a happy ending.
Well, of course, it's going to stay mild tonight. We'll start the day tomorrow right around 70, but we're going to be in the 40s by tomorrow evening. We are going to have some showers tomorrow, especially during the morning. Showers increase Saturday, a high of only 54. Look at Sunday, a high of only 43 degrees with rain throughout the day, and we stay into the 40s all the way through Halloween.
Final sports notes.
High school football playoffs continue tomorrow in Kansas and Missouri. Our game of the week is in Oklahoma, and it's going to be our second to last press box show of the year.
All right, we're looking forward to
definitely.
Good night for football. We're going to leave you tonight with a look at this evening's Doodah Parade in Independence, Kansas. It's part of the Neowalla Festival underway there. Thanks for joining us. Let's make it a great tomorrow.